Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Sunday preview. The squats of Jardland seek aid in the Underhive. Bar a few frights on Halloween this week, we are sailing smoothly into November with a pair of famous faces from the recent ruins of Jardland. Supplement for Necromunda. Let's have a quick look at what's in store. So we're going to skip the little video right here, summary, and take a look at the full article. Alright, so this is never a good sign when they go straight to Necromunda stuff from Forgeworld. Orrin Grimjarl, last Charter Lord of Jardland. As one of the last surviving squats of Jardland, Orrin Grimjarl should have taken an oath of vengeance to hunt the perpetrators until his dying breath. But this outcast engineer is far from a traditionalist. His goal is nothing less than the restoration of his fallen home, and with his frighteningly powerful fractal pulse beam in hand, he'll gladly accept the aid of any Imperial House-aligned gang. He comes in Forgeworld resin. Urson Grimjarl, Jardland Nomad Hunter. Orrin's older brother Urson has been a far-ranging bounty hunter since long before Jardland fell, and the demise of his home did little to lift the ornery squat's mood. His hunting and tracking skills are without peer, and many an ash-waste nomad has fallen prey to the massive long-shot hunting rifle he lugs around. He comes in Forgeworld resin. So two pretty cool models and everything. It is a shame that they are much cooler than the Leagues of Votann, in my opinion, but that they've only decided to use this aesthetic in Necromunda, and that all of the cool stuff from Necromunda, the characters and everything, is in resin, which is a shame because I like the old squats aesthetic much better than the new Leagues of Votann aesthetic, and at least a large percentage of other people agree with me on that one. Alright, and then next from the Horus Heresy, we have the Traitor Champion Consul. So this guy was delayed. He was supposed to be out previously. Geared up to butcher loyalist lapdogs in one-on-one combat, the Traitor Champion Consul is an expert duelist, armored with a Paragon Blade and Volkite Serpenta. This resin miniature is decked out in unique Mark III Artificer armor and flowing cape that sets him apart from the rest. He also comes with a choice of two heads, bare or helmeted. And also keep in mind that this guy, if I'm not mistaken, is also coming in Forgeworld resin. Alright, and then we have White Dwarf issue 494. If you picked up any of the recent released Space Marine kits like the Company Heroes or Sternguard Veterans, you may have noticed a certain lesser known chapter on the transfer sheet, the Raptors. As experts in clandestine warfare, they revel in the obscurity, but in the next issue of White Dwarf, you'll have rare access inside the secretive chapter's records with the return of Index Astartes. Elsewhere, the White Dwarf Bunker invites you to join the Monsters and Machines Painting Challenge. A water-themed battle pack continues the Warhammer Age of Sigmar campaign, and 4 warbands from Warhammer Underworld's Nethermaze get Bladeborn rules for warcry. Alright, and then from Warhammer Plus, woo, it's Halloween, and it all comes to no surprise that the worlds of Warhammer are filled with all kinds of frights chill the soul. Appropriately, this week's Warhammer TV episodes are releasing on Tuesday, not Wednesday, and there's a whole goodie bag full of treats that ring in the spooky season, starting with a Lore Master episode dedicated to the Mortarch of Grief herself, Lady Olander. Citadel Color Masterclass teaches you how to paint the Regal von Costine vampire that Warhammer Plus subscribers can claim for free, while Battle Report digs into the chilling 4-player game of Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Here at WarhammerCommunity.com, we have a new miniature for an upcoming Warhammer 40,000 Codex to reveal, our highly anticipated first look into rules for Warhammer the Old World, and plenty more from across the Warhammer spectrum. It's all treats and no tricks. Okay, so recently I have talked about how there's definitely some issues going on behind the scenes at Games Workshop, and I think this, if there's ever been proof, is definitely it. We had something like 27 new releases last week, including the entire Cities of Sigmar range. We also had the Dawnbringer Book 3, The Long Hunt, regular special edition, the Black Talons. We had the new Dragon for Stormcast Eternals in the Cryptborn Stormwing box. We had the new Sylvaneth character in the Blades of Belthanos box. We had the return of the Grimhold Exile, the Harbinger of Decay. A ton of new stuff come out last week. And then this week, the big pre-order is, count them, 1, 2, 3 Forgeworld models and a White Dwarf. I mean, that's the big preview this week. That's what's coming. I mean, it makes literally no sense. I don't know why they wouldn't spread these things out a little bit. Do like all of the Cities of Sigmar stuff one week and then do the other stuff with this stuff this week. It was like the same thing with the Space Marines. They put out like a ton of Space Marine stuff that week for pre-orders. It's just very strange. Sometimes I wonder what the heck is going on behind the scenes. Now, obviously, something that was supposed to come out this week is missing. I mean, that seems very obvious to me, because they would have just held back a couple of the items from last week and then put them on this week's so it wasn't so underwhelming. So I don't know if that was supposed to be the new Titanicus box that has been delayed and still there's no talks of. I don't know if that was supposed to be the new Kill Team box that was delayed and there's no talks of. But I mean, at this point in time, it is very, very obvious that GW is having some serious issues. I don't know if it's in actual production. We know they've been at capacity for over a year, and there's definitely been some production issues. We know a lot of the stores, specifically in the United States, and specifically 40K stuff, has been out of stock for months, some items for the entire year. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. And we've definitely heard like a lot of different rumors as to what's causing some of these delays. We've heard everything from production to inadvertent racist material. And now we're seeing like supply chain issues with shipping and whatnot. And I'm really not that surprised because we were talking about how Games Workshop was just pumping out way too much Warhammer way too often and they couldn't keep up with themselves, which seems like the obvious fix would be to just slow things down a little bit until your actual like manufacturing and distribution can catch up. But obviously that's not the route they're going. They're just continuing to like pump out new stuff and not giving themselves a chance to catch up. And now it's leading to situations like this where suddenly they don't have anything on pre-order that week. Or where they have like big box games like the new Epic or also the new Kill Team season that are supposed to have been out months ago or should at least be coming out relatively soon that now are getting lost in the sauce with all of the like Christmas excitement and boxes. And this is exactly what I saw coming in advance. So let me know what you think. Have you heard any reasons as to what's causing all these delays? You think it's strange that all Games Workshop has for order this week is a White Dwarf and 3 resin miniatures from Forgeworld? I always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Obviously, Games Workshop is a publicly traded company, so they don't want to come out and say anything that is perceived as negative because that can cause irreparable damage to their stock price. And if there's one thing we know is important to Games Workshop, it is definitely the stock price. So let me know what you think is causing these issues. Let me know if you think they're going to get better or worse with Christmas right around the corner. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. As always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15%. Link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. Games Workshop can pretend like we're excited for these 3 Forgeworld models and a White Dwarf, but we all know that something that was supposed to be here is missing. And I'm out of here.